My name is Shane Steinmetz. I'm a senior political science major at Huntington. I'm in my final semester here at Huntington, and in May I'm going to be graduating, perhaps more importantly, commissioning as a second lieutenant in the Marine Corps.
My name's Courtney Hart. I'm a freshman from Dothan, Alabama.
My name is Alex Taylor. I'm a sophomore, and this is really my first year that I've been involved in University Exchange.
I'm Caitlin Demoody. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I'm a sophomore. I play soccer here, and my major is math and education.
Hi, I'm Heath Miller. I'm a senior here at Huntingdon College. I'm from Guntersville, Alabama. I played on the basketball team. I just finished my senior year, and I like swimming in the lake and killing sharks with my bare hands.
God's been teaching me so much in this last year and a half of my life here in college. My first 2 years of Huntington, I probably wasted more time than not. And it wasn't until I got involved with UX and saw some of these guys and saw some people coming to Christ that I really developed a passion for the supremacy of Christ. So I've then since submitted to the Lordship of Christ.
And over the past year, God has taught me so much through University Exchange. I've learned how important it is to have relationships with people, to have a Christian backbone to hold you accountable. And back home, I didn't have these friends, and just over the past year, I've made so many wonderful friends that really can get in the Word with me and really hold me accountable. I've also learned how important it is to be in the Word. I've always known that I wanted God's will to be fulfilled in my life, but I didn't know how important it was to really be in the Word so He can teach you what His will is.
Some of the things that God has been teaching me over the course of these past few months, we have a Bible study that is led by some of the older guys. I've really gotten a lot out of it, but the biggest thing that I've really picked up over the course of these past few months is really how to deal with sin and what we as Christians, how we're supposed to deal with it. And I've also learned the value of discipleship and having someone there to really guide you and to challenge you and to push you.
One thing that God's really brought to my life, actually two things, would be just Christian fellowship and how important it is to be around godly women and godly men to help strengthen your relationship with Him. And the most important to me as of late would be to humble myself and to put others first and to put God first instead of my reputation first and what matters to me. Instead, it's what matters to Him and what His mission is instead of my mission.
Over the past, year and a half, 2 years, God's been teaching me a lot of things. One of the big things that I guess I've been learning is just the importance of spending time every day in His Word and just getting to know God better just in general through my prayer life and my time alone with God. And I guess a lot of that's come through the training and discipleship that I've had during small groups and discipleship groups and for UX.
We've been reading Don't Waste Your Life in our discipleship group, and through some of this message that John Piper has been giving to us since we've been studying his words and stuff and studying the scriptures, correlation with them, I'm really realizing that life is satisfying now. I don't have to waste my life pursuing a career or pursuing the American dream.
The things that I have learned have been just to simplify, and I've always been the type of person who will try to do as many good things as possible, trying not to spread myself too thin and make sure that I can grow in a relationship with maybe one person and give up other things that I really feel that I'm gifted at, even other things here on campus.
I guess I always had kind of a prideful view that not in the sense I was perfect, but that I really had it all together, and that's not true in the slightest. And my view of the world has really changed in that we're all sinners. Even people that lead on Wednesday nights, we're all people that screw up on a daily basis. I really see Huntingdon as kind of like a mission ground now. Granted, I'm not the most perfect, and I probably shouldn't be the one ambassadoring to everyone, but it's really a ground for everyone that is involved to kind of make a difference.
Because before, I just view the world as this sad, dark place or whatever, and now that I know that I have the truth and that I have ways of spreading the truth and telling the truth, it gives me more hope that other people are going to be able to know and find out. And what I really like about Huntington is it's small, so I can get to know people on a more personal level and be able to actually invest in their lives and stuff instead of just be hey, Jesus loves you and keep on going on.
from what I've learned, it's changed my view on how I view others, and here around campus and even around the world. And in that, I guess I kind of feel like that I have more of a heart for the lost and more of a heart for God's people than I ever have in my entire life. I think a lot of times we get caught up in our own individual walk and where we are with the Lord, but we fail to see other people's need for God in their lives. And I think that God's been kind of breaking my heart and softening my heart to have a love for those that around campus and even around the world.
Our prayer lately for my roommate and I, we've just been praying that we would see guys coming to Christ. We would see a passion again for the supremacy of Christ in some younger students to carry on the ministry when my roommate and I leave. We've had some freshmen and sophomore girls and guys who came to New Year's conference this past New Year's conference, and we're excited about what God's doing in their lives. But I just pray that God would do something amazing in their hearts and that they'd be willing to come and take the reins and the leadership of this ministry.
I know a lot of people that come to our meetings that might not be believers, and I see their hearts changing, and I see how the relationships that they've built with the believers has really changed their lives. So I would love to just see more people be dedicated.
I would really like to see more attendance at our Wednesday night service. It's been growing over the past year. Since I've been involved, I've seen it grow, and it's just a fun time. First off, you're not going to be bored. There's plenty of stuff to do, and it's people your age, and you get challenged. But I really want to see more people there, but I also want to see those faithful people that come almost every week. I would like to see us grow even closer as a group and really reach out to Huntingdon and not be exclusive, but be very inclusive on how we treat everyone around campus.
We're seeking things out. We're seeking certain teams and certain organizations and clubs out, and we're starting to get more specific in our prayers and more specific in who we're aiming towards, and actually investing our lives into each person. And then from there on out, they influence other people, and it's just kind of a slow, steady growing process, and just to keep praying for it that it will happen.
Yeah, I graduate in 2 months, and in these last 2 months, I just want to see God have a greater impact through this campus here at Huntingdon, through me and those that are involved with UX here on campus. And I think that the harvest is ripe and it's ready to go, and the laborers, we just have to be faithful and carry out the things that we've learned and just be diligent to work with what God's given us. And I think that through that we will see God just impact this campus in a way that we've never seen before. And I know that God's getting ready to do a lot of stuff through a lot of younger kids here, and I'm just excited to see how that plays out over the next few years.